Is so big. Your love, your kindness, your forgiveness. There are so many things that encapsulate who you are, God. Please allow us to open that up, to learn who you are so that we can be like you. You gave us Jesus, the most perfect example, a gift, the sacrifice. Because without him, we wouldn't be able to do this. We couldn't do this on our own. So God, I ask that you meet us all here. You know where each of us are, where our hearts lie, the struggles that we go through, the burdens that we hold on to. God, we just want to thank you for who you are and your reason, and that you come here to help us to pick that burden up and to walk with us. We are not alone. Allow us to remember that. We're so grateful. We love you so much, God. We praise you. And in your Son's name, we all say, amen. You may grab your seats.
Can I preach against this pad the whole time because it's so fine. Just felt like it really set a vibe. Good morning, everybody. My name is Riley. I am the high school coordinator and one of the high school girls leaders.
Yeah, Riley.
Thank you. Listen, firstly, I just have to say, something is happening this morning. We have kind of a running joke that it's when Matt's not here or Matt's not preaching, but I have a different theory. Let me pitch it to you. The weather is bad. We all had to fight the snow to get here. I don't know how many of your cars slid, but mine definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And the technical difficulties have been off the wall. Video's not working. Things shutting down randomly, freezing. It's a scramble. And here's what I think. I think that there's just a stick figure here on the music stand. I'm going to move it. I think that on the days when it seems like everything's going wrong, I think that it means that there's something for you to hear, something somebody needs to hear, something God is trying to do. There's work being done, and everything in whatever devil's power is trying to work against us. So just let's all take a breath. We're in it now. We made it to the message. We all survived. The technical difficulties in the snow did not stop us, and I think that means there's something someone needs to hear. So I just pray that whoever would hear it. We are in a series called Pro Tip. We're talking about wisdom, what makes us wise, and I'd like to start by talking about a controversial pro. Who knows this guy? Who is it? Brooklyn looks like she knows.
One in the mask.
Yeah, the one in the mask. Who is that? Is it Kanye, you think? Yeah, that's Kanye. That's Ye. That's Yeezy. That's Yeezus. Saint Pablo, the Louis Vuitton Don. Yeezus. That's what he's called. That's Yeezus. He's kind of controversial, don't you think? Listen, no judgment, who likes Kanye? Everybody's afraid to put their hand up right now. They're like, I don't know, man, not lately. Oh, Nivelle's brave. Lucas is on the fence. Who does not like Kanye? Listen, half of you. Fair? Fair? Who doesn't care? Who just genuinely does not care? Okay, I like the honesty. He is definitely a polarizing guy. He is known for a lot of things. His music, his fashion. A couple Kanye quick facts. He has sold 160 million records. He has won 22 Grammys. He's been featured in Time's 100 Most Influential People twice. He has also said some very controversial things that are not cool and that I do not stand behind and that a few different people groups really didn't like. Yeah. In fact, I think that maybe you're not even famous unless you've had beef with Kanye. Or Kanye has had beef with you. Then you're not famous. He's off the walls on Instagram and Twitter. He gets banned like weekly. I used to really like Kanye. I think he made the Kardashians who they are today, which is the American royal family. You cannot deny. I think that the life of Pablo is genius, but something has changed in the way I view him. Lately, he's been saying a lot of things I cannot stand behind and I can't get on board with. In fact, raise your hand and tell me what comes to mind when you hear Kanye. I'm going to call on you, so don't just start screaming. Keely? Kim Kardashian. Matt?
Sunday service.
Sunday service. Somebody else, what comes to mind? Be brave. Huh? His comment about the Jews? Yeah? Huh? He's famous? Yeah? Yeah? Yeezy comes to mind, like the brand? Trump, yeah? He hung out at Mar-a-Lago with a very famous white supremacist, so it's not all good, and I'll be the first to say. Now, all of those things are his reputation, and it's crazy that one pro can have so many reputations. You can be known for like 160 million records and 22 Grammys, and you can be known for hanging out with some shady characters and saying some things that are not okay and getting banned from Twitter. Your reputation can encompass a huge spectrum of things. Reputation is generally what people think about you, and it's what we're going to talk about today. Not Kanye's reputation, ours, yours. In this series, we've been talking about wisdom, and it's something that makes us better at everything. Jim told me once, wisdom is knowing that knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. Tell me later, Lucas. It is wise to pay attention to your reputation. It is wise to be mindful of what others think of you. Our reputations are really complicated. Like with Kanye, most famous and one of the most influential rappers of our time. He changed the game and is also known for unsavory opinions. Some would say he's overrated, he loves drama, he draws too much attention to himself. Other people would say that those very things make him likable. Some would say it draws attack. People are going to have different opinions about the same facts, and that will change his reputation. What is the reason that we know his name at all or have an opinion on him? He didn't just show up out of nowhere and suddenly he's famous, right? He didn't just step out of his door and suddenly he's yay. No, it was a lot of decisions, one after another. Big ones, little ones, good ones, bad ones. 1,000 little decisions for better or worse. He worked really hard to build a brand, Yeezy, and is the founder. He worked with other companies like Adidas, Balenciaga, and then, tweets some off-the-wall stuff, and it's all changed forever, for better or worse. The reality is you can't control what others think of you. You can control what you do, but not how they take it. And some would say that how they take it is more important, right? Now, I know you might be thinking, I'm proud of not caring what others think. I am proud that I am unapologetically who I am, and I don't care about others' opinion of me. And I'm not... Don't remember when this turned into crowd participation, but thank you. I pride myself on not caring. And when I was your age, that's how I felt. I always wanted to go against the current. I always wanted to be different. If something was cool, I hated it. If something was in, I wanted the opposite. I really worked hard to cultivate that look. But that's not what I'm talking about. I want you to be unique, and I want you to be you, and I want you to, let your freak flag fly and be whoever you want to be. But what we're talking about is not your ability to be unique or who you are. What we're talking about is how, for those of us that follow Jesus, on some level, our lives are not just about us, right? We step into something bigger than ourselves, and it becomes bigger. Our decisions matter because other people matter, and we are living for more than just ourselves, especially when we claim the name of Christian and put, Jesus' reputation over us. But even if we have the best intention with how we live, we don't control how others see us, right? We don't control how they view us, what they think of us. And even if you have the best intentions, what if people try to make the decision for you? What if you made a mistake in the past and you're not proud of it, and if you could go back, you probably wouldn't do it again. It's something you regret, and now it's how people identify you. Now they can't see you as anything except that mistake you made. Or what about if somebody spreads lies about you? Puts lies on your name, spreads rumors, and it sucks, and I don't know why people do this, but maybe they follow you. You can't step away. It can be really frustrating when somebody else makes a decision for you about your reputation, and then you can't escape it. And isn't it true that some people are popular because of their unwise decisions? Some people get famous or gain influence or attention just for bad decisions and mistakes, and it gives them a lot of, cred. Or, on the other hand, can't a good reputation make people less cool? I'm just preaching to Keely. It's just me and Keely, back and forth. Whoever writes these messages, we buy them. Whoever writes these messages says that in their day, people used terms like teacher's pet or goody two-shoes. I've never heard those used seriously in conversation. But those are labels for people who are good, and it's not usually a label you want. It's like a moniker for being a good kid, and it makes us feel dorky, and we do not want that attached to us. Maybe you have a different reputation with adults than you do people your age. Maybe you want adults to think you're good. Maybe you want your friends to think you're rebellious, and you're trying to balance that. Or maybe people get ascribed labels that they hate and they don't want, and they're stuck with it. Like, here's one I hear you guys throw around all the time. Pick me. Maybe you get called a pick me, and you do not want that, but you're stuck. Dylan looked at you. Rude. Maybe we're working really hard for labels that in the grand scheme of things do not matter. Like maybe we're working so hard so that people will say, man, he's got the riz. That's right, I'm on TikTok. He's got the riz. And that does not matter. It does not matter if someone says that about you, but some people work really hard, so someone will say they've got riz. They're all cringing. They hate it. If you think it sounds silly when I say it, that's how you sound when you say it. I told you reputations are complicated. There's a lot that goes into it. And even though the Bible is like 1,000,000 years old and seems dusty and irrelevant, it has great advice that you can apply today about a lot of areas of your life. In fact, even if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in the Bible, you got dragged here today, there's still some, stuff in there that can be valuable to you. We are going to look at the book of Proverbs, which is just a book of wisdom. Some guy said, wow, this stuff is really good and I want to remember it, so he started writing it down in a book, and it became the book of Proverbs. And it helps us live a better life. And everybody wants to live a better life, right? Maybe even just to make things easier on yourself. Maybe you're like me and you feel like you're kind of just stumbling along. You don't really know what to do, and you don't always know why you do things. But then you have to deal with the aftermath. Maybe if you're like me, you want to be more compassionate, more thoughtful, more kind, more loving, careful with your words and choices, like I do. And when we see these traits, we're reminded of what God is like. In the book of Proverbs, it's not a book of wisdom, or promises. It's not a book of promises. It's not a promise that everything will be fixed and better, but it is a book of wisdom to make things a little bit easier on yourself. So keep in mind, this is a pro tip for wisdom. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his way crooked will be found out. Ooh, did anyone get a chill? Found out? Now, be real with me. Have you ever told a lie?
Oh, yeah.
Keely has. If you're not raising your hand, you're lying right now. Yeah. Isn't it stressful?
No.
Isn't it?
Yes! No, really?
You're really doxing yourself right now. Keely's telling on herself. Okay. Here's my experience with lying, is that you tell one lie, and then, first of all, you have to remember that lie. You have to really lock that in, because if somebody asks you about it later, you have to have that lie on deck. And then, usually another couple lies to really flesh out your story. And then you have to remember those, and you're living with that anxiety of, if I don't remember all my lies, somebody's going to ask me a question, and I'm not going to remember my lie, and then they'll know I was lying. Your lies build and build and build, and it feels bad. It's a stressful feeling. That's what I remember. When you're intentional about making the right decisions on a daily basis, you're secure. And that's basically what integrity is, being the same person in front of everyone and when you're alone. You can have peace in challenging situations. You can have peace in your own word and, again, your reputation. When you know that you've been the same in front of people as away, you don't have to sit in that icky feeling of I gotta keep all of my, all my lies and my stories straight in case somebody finds me out. However, the alternative is to make decisions that are crooked, like that verse says, maybe trying to do something to get ahead, maybe trying to be liked, but those things will catch up with you in the long run. And the bummer about that route is that it still hurts your reputation, and you don't have peace. So now you've lost both of them. You've lost both your integrity and your influence. And that's why choosing integrity is better, and the only way to have a good reputation and peace. Proverbs 22:1 says, "A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold." A good name means a positive reputation. And to be esteemed means to be respected. And according to this passage, it's better than being rich. Here is what I've seen to be true about reputations. Reputation doesn't matter until we wish we had a different one. We don't think about what other people think about us until we wish they thought differently. And I'll give you a personal example. Okay. I love to cook. I love it. I love it so much. I'm always working out new recipes. I keep a cookbook that's just my written recipes. And every time I make it, I kind of tweak and write down what I did different, what I changed. I make really good mac and cheese. If you come to the Landing, you've had my oven-baked mac and cheese with 5 different cheeses. It's really good. I made this fried potato cake once that took, I'm not even joking, 15 hours. It's called the 15-hour potato. I make harvest soup that's like tomato soup, but you bake it in a cast iron pan. It's one of my great joys. When I was 11 or 12, did you take junior high home ec and you had to make something at home? I made biscuits. I wanted to make biscuits anyway. And I asked my grandma for a biscuit recipe, and she gave me a recipe for buttermilk biscuits and said, if you want to make these sourdough, sub out the buttermilk for vinegar. That's her exact words. So I subbed out the 1 cup of buttermilk for 1 cup of vinegar. Vinegar is significantly stronger. And it was like a vinegar bomb went off in our house. The whole house reeked. You could not take a bite of these biscuits. They almost burned your mouth. They were disgusting. And to this day, when I mention cooking, my family throws the biscuits back in my face. They remind me about the biscuits that I made as a child over a decade ago. And since then, nothing else I've made has mattered. I made them the 15-hour potato, but what do they remember? The biscuits. That's exactly how our reputations can be. You know, especially as a high school student, we don't have a ton of control over our lives, right? You kind of have to go where people tell you to go. You have to follow a schedule. A lot of your time isn't up to you. Your parents, you know, choose how you spend your time. Not a ton of autonomy in being a kid. And can't control how lonely it may feel to choose to live differently than others. I mean, you guys are here on your weekend. You're already choosing to live differently than maybe a lot of other people you know, and that can be lonely. But one thing you can control is your choices and your actions in front of people and alone. In other words, the decisions no one sees built the reputation everyone remembers. What you choose when no one is around informs how they think about you forever. I have another celebrity. Throw it up. Yeah. We know this person? What do we know her for? Harry Potter. Yeah. I hate Harry Potter. I don't like it. I don't like it. Hot take for a Sunday. I don't like it. I think it's overrated. But I love her. Do you know why? Let me tell you some things about her that you probably don't know. Do you know that she went to Brown University, which is an Ivy League? Yeah, after doing Harry Potter. Do you know that she was a UN ambassador? Do you know that she pioneered the Time's Up Britain movement? Do you know that she consults with leaders on foreign policy? Did you know that she was also one of Time's most influential people? She's done all of these crazy things, and all we noted was the Dumb Wizard movies. All we remember is the Dumb Wizard movies. Special magic school for magic kids. In other words, the choices that nobody saw don't affect her reputation as much as the ones they did. But, you know, I would be willing to bet that in 200 years we remember Emma Watson, the UN ambassador, who partnered with other world leaders to pioneer these amazing movements. And that can be the same for us. We can make decisions that no one knows about that lead to us having a reputation everyone remembers. But what can we actually do about our reputation? Maybe if it feels like something you can't control, you think there's nothing. But your decisions have a starting point. Your daily decision to be honest, to be forthcoming, can affect how everyone sees you, and they can add up. Maybe deciding to get up a little earlier to read your Bible or speak kindly about others. These daily decisions add up over time. So if you could pick 2 or 3 things that people would know you for, what would you pick? Think of that and then try to incorporate those into your daily life. Dylan doesn't want to. Okay, Dylan, fine. And while we're at it, take peers and adults into consideration. What do you want your peers to think of you? What do you want adults to think of you? And is there any way to make those the same thing? I hear from you guys that you're dealing with what's called the dilemma of separate identities, that when you're in high school, you tend to be different people at home and at school. And that's pretty normal for your age. But is there a way you can combine those? Try to make those the same person? This week, choose one aspect of your integrity and start working on it. Maybe talk to a trusted adult or a mentor or a friend about how your choices have built the reputation you have now and how you want to change it. And I know maybe some of you are thinking, man, I wish I had heard this 2 years ago, but I'm in it now. That ship has sailed. I'm in too deep. I'm already known for some bad stuff, or maybe some embarrassing stuff, or some stuff I just wish people could forget about. And I'm sorry, figuring that out can be difficult and painful, but I promise it takes one decision at a time, one day at a time, to rewrite what people think of you. A good name is more than what happens to you in high school. and more about the kind of person you are. It's about who you choose to be, and we don't just wake up and we're a pro. We build it. Imagine if you started paying attention to your reputation right now. That's how you start. The decisions no one sees build the reputation everyone remembers. I'm going to pray, and then we're going to watch our announcement video that did not play the first time. God, thank you so much for gathering us. Thank you for bringing us here despite weather, despite technical issues, despite all the other hurdles. We made it. Thank you for blessing this time. Thank you for making it fruitful. We pray that we could go forward from here and remember everything we heard today about your wisdom, your faithfulness, your plan for our life. God, I pray that you would help us be more discerning in our decisions, that we could live in a way that reflects you and not the world or ourselves. We love you, and we say these things in the name of your Son. Amen. Roll the tape, Alyssa.
Students at the Heights, what's up? I'm Alan.
I'm Riley.
I'm Matt.
I'm Jordan.
And we just want to say, welcome to church.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to invite you guys to an awesome program that we have right here at Students at the Heights called The Landing. The Landing takes place every Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30, and it's a place where we can work on our hurts, habits, and hangups and learn to live a more freer life that honors God. Here's an experience from one of our students. I started coming to The Landing because of suicidal thoughts and self-harm. It has helped me realize that with God, I can get past this. The Landing helped me get to a point where I can make amends with people who have hurt me and who I have hurt. That's awesome. I hope to see you guys there. Again, it's every Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30.
Do you have an extracurricular that you participate in? We want to come out and support you. If you play a sport, an instrument in your school's band, or you're in a musical, we want to come out and watch. So, write down on a piece of paper who you are, when and where it is, and what the activity is, and put it on the corkboard, and we will come out and support you.
If you came this morning prepared to worship God with an offering, we'd love to have you partake. I hate that word, partake. Don't put that part in. If you came this morning prepared to worship God with an offering, you can do so by placing it in the black box at the back of the room on your way out. Know that the money we collect doesn't go to me or the church. It goes to Compassion International to support our 3 compassion kids, Ian, Saw, and Wilby. And I'm just going to be real for a second. We have not been doing a great job in supporting these kids. Week to week to week to week, there's been precious little in that box. So this, again, is a way to worship God by giving back of what you've been blessed with. So I pray that you would consider donating today, giving to help support these 3 kids so that we can share the blessings that God's given us.
Hey, just like how this says our dreams can't wait, your prayers can't wait. We want those prayer requests from all of you guys. So fill out those prayer requests by going and scanning the QR codes on the tables out there in the cafe or the big, huge, brand new video wall. Freaking awesome. Scan that QR code, select prayer requests, and fill that baby out because we want to get on our knees and we want to pray for you. If you want only Pastor Matt to know your prayer request, select that box, Pastor Matt only, and only Pastor Matt will be able to see those prayer requests. If you want all the leaders to pray for you, don't select that box. We'll all pray for you. Fill it out.
High schoolers, we have got some big news.
On February 5th, we are splitting from junior high.
It's the big split. It's coming. It's real. We're in the new high school room right now.
Yeah, and it is awesome in here.
It's fabulous. And in an effort to kick it off, we're going to have a fabulous event. What are we going to do?
On February 3rd,
4th.
on February 4th, we are going to have, what do we call it, a festival?
A festival.
We're going to have a festival.
A music festival.
We'll have 3 bands ending in worship. We'll have food, games, bring all of your friends.
This is for sure for my high schoolers, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We want you to be a part of kicking off this room and making it fabulous from the very beginning. So invite a friend, come join us. It's going to be an afternoon and evening event. We'll give you time soon, but plan on it, mark your calendar. February 4th, afternoon music festival, Make sure you plan to be there. We're excited. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
It shows.
I'm so excited.
Hey Matt, what's our activity for January?
You know, Riley, I'm so excited for our activity this week. We're going to be going to Fly High Trampoline Park. No, it's not. We're going to be going to Fly High Trampoline Park
When are we going?
January 20th from 7 to 9 p.m. Make sure you join us. Know that you'll need to have your parents sign up and fill out the online waiver with Fly High before you show up, so make sure you do that. If you want additional information, grab one of the cards from the cafe before you leave. Are you going?
I don't know, man. This is a lot.
What about Steve? Is she gonna bounce?
She can definitely bounce, but maybe just the one time.
No, stay here. I don't know.